Hey, thanks so much for coming back to the Vital Blend. My name is Anthony Vita, and I often get asked, why do I do this? Why do I make videos? What's the point? What am I trying to achieve? So I want to talk a little bit about that today, because I've put up a fair amount of videos. I have a lot of ideas for some other ones, and I want to just kind of let you know where I'm coming from and why I'm actually doing this. And I guess it's because I want to help people. That's the short answer. I've learned some things that I think are very important, very, very powerful, and I felt like, I would be doing a disservice if I didn't share it and I didn't let people know the truth about optimal health. And it all started when I, went through a period of my life where I just wasn't feeling great. I was overweight. I was getting sick too often, a lot of stomach bugs, headaches, fevers, sore throats, sort of thing. I was getting very tired of it, a lot of aches and pains. I thought, well, I'm around 40 years old. Maybe it's just a matter of that I'm getting old. And I just couldn't believe that that would be the case, And so I just took it upon myself to do some looking into this area. And people who know me know that I like to read, I like to watch documentaries and ask a lot of questions, and that's what I did. I just started experimenting with some different things. I was reading up about health, and I'm not going to tell you that I read one book and I arrived to where I am now. No, it took me a while, a lot of trial and error. I tried different types of diets and different types of approaches to get to where I am now. And that's why I think the information that I'm giving you is so great, is because it's been tried and tested, and it's been run through the mill, and I've been on both sides of the fence. And I think I have a really good perspective that I can offer you, and I can give you something that will truly work. The way it worked for me, it can work for you. Now, there are people out there with much worse problems than what I had. I was just dealing with being overweight and being sick way too much. But there are people out there who have had heart attacks, they've got type 2 diabetes, they've got maybe autoimmune diseases, they're obese, really struggling with weight problems that are really taking away from their enjoyment of life. And that's a shame, and that's something that I believe that I can help people. Now, I speak generally, I'm talking about most people. There are going to be some exceptions. If you work in a coal mine or next to a nuclear power plant, there's certain things that diet may not be able to handle in your life if you're breathing in toxic fumes. But certainly for most people, what you put into your mouth is the first thing that you need to scrutinize if you want to get your health back on track. And what I found was that a whole foods, plant-based diet was where it's at. I'm talking about fruits, vegetables, also things like potatoes, rice, beans, corn, grains, nuts, seeds, making that the majority of my diet. And by majority, I'm talking about like up in the 90 percentile range here. Most of what I ate came from those foods, and I cut back a lot on, and even in some cases cut out a lot of stuff having to do with animal products. I'm talking about meat, dairy, cheese, even oils, and also the processed foods. I used to go out to eat a lot, and I think that's one of the biggest problems that I had, was that I was going out to eat practically every single meal. And so, you don't want to eat a lot of that kind of food, and I cut that out, and I cut out a lot of junk foods. So when you're left with just the plant-based foods, you will see really big changes. I dropped over 50 pounds. And I haven't been sick in over a couple of years now. Nothing, not a runny nose, zilch, nothing. And it's been great. I feel better than I ever have. And, I didn't think that this was even possible. And it wasn't until I applied what I had learned that I saw these great changes. And so I know that I can help you. I know that from what I've seen, heart disease is reversible. If you've got heart disease, if you've had a heart attack, you can reverse it so that you will never have to worry about clogged arteries again. You can drop the weight, and not only can you drop it, but you can keep it off. That's what you want ultimately. It's not just to lose the weight. You want to lose it, but you want to keep it off. One of the biggest problems that I had with eating plant-based whole foods was that I had a closet full of clothes that I could no longer wear. It literally, even what I'm wearing now is way too big for me, but it keeps me nice and warm. It is kind of cold out there today, but I had a problem with a lot of the clothes. I had to go buy brand new clothes. These are the kinds of problems that I started having, and I'd rather have that kind of problem than not being able to go to work because I'm sick. So the reason why I make these videos is because I want to share with you what I've learned, because I do believe, based on what I have seen, that if you eat a plant-based whole food diet, you can reverse diseases, you can lose the weight, you can keep it off, you can basically not worry about health, so that you can go do the things that you want to do and have the energy to do it, and be around the ones that you love, who no doubt love you too. All right, and I have nothing to sell. I'm not selling you any supplements or any powders or elixirs or special diets. I don't believe in any of that garbage. If anybody is trying to sell you on that stuff, be wary. That's one thing that I learned too. The only thing that I do have to sell is I am working on a book that I'm hoping will be up on Amazon Kindle at some point soon. But I do have a 12-page version of it. It's a jumpstart guide that I'm giving away. Just go to freejumpstartguide.com, put in your email address, and I'll send you a copy of this book. It's a great way that you can just kind of get a gist of what I'm talking about. And you can get started. I give you tips on going to the grocery store. Actually, that's in my main book. But I give you lots of things that you can do. Actually, 5 things that you can do to get to where I got to in losing weight and feeling better. I kind of give you, it's not so much a plan, but it's more like a guide as to 5 things that you can do that will make immediate changes in your life and on your health. So eventually I'm going to make another video where I'm going to go into some detail on the kinds of diets that I tried and the kinds of trials and errors that I did have, so maybe you could learn from that too. But just know that I'm doing this for you. So if you find these videos useful, like them and subscribe and share them, post them around. The more traffic that I can get, the more I get the word out on these types of things that people can do to restore their own health, which really is everything. If you don't have your health, you don't have much. You can have all the money in the world, you can have all the friends and all of the possessions and everything, but if you don't have your health, then you're really going to be in a world of trouble. So it's a good idea to learn what you can do to preserve it and to give your body what it needs. And I want to hear from you. Put your comments, your questions, your requests, your suggestions down below, and I'll be seeing you again soon with some more videos. Thank you.